Welcome back for video game news, and I hope you enjoy the music in the background today. I chose von Beethoven's Moonlight Sonata, a great classical composition for today's background music. Hopefully you enjoyed, but with that said, this is the first gaming news video of December 2020, or rather December 7th. Hard to believe it's that late. Just about 3 more weeks left of 2020. Crazy. First up, there is a special PSN sale going on called End of Year Deals. I try to add a couple of new games to this list that I don't normally mention in sales. Then some Metacritic scores of recently released games, multiple consoles. Also at the end, I have 3 games that I personally played this year that I'm going to recommend, one for different age ranges. So with that said, first up, some of the deals going on the sale. We have Death Stranding for $19.99. Not a bad deal. Price-wise, that's pretty good. Then we have Dragon Ball Xenoverse 2 on sale for $9.59. We have Injustice 2, the Legendary Edition, which includes all the DLC, for $11.99. That's a really good deal. I mean, Injustice 2 is a great, fun game, and it's a good, more family-friendly version of Mortal Kombat, but it's a lot of fun. I personally love Injustice 2 quite a bit. The story mode is superb, the gameplay aspects is a lot, and I gotta admit, I kind of got into like changing colors, outfits, and stuff like that. Also, Naruto to Boruto on sale for $8.99. Not bad if you're a Naruto or anime fighting game fan. Also, we have Assassin's Creed Origins is on sale for $11.99. Alien Isolation, like the special edition that includes the DLC and everything of Alien Isolation, is only $7.99. That is a bargain. I mean, the regular game itself is amazing. I haven't tried the DLC, so I can't say on it, but that's a good deal for like the ultimate package. Also, Uncharted Lost Legacy is $9.99. I'm surprised that has not been a freebie 1 month with PS Plus yet, surprisingly, since they've done Uncharted Legacy and Uncharted 4, but not Lost Legacy yet. Jump Force Deluxe Edition, which includes the Season Pass, so all the DLC characters of Jump Force for $22.49. That's a good deal for the deluxe version of the game. When you're getting the Season Pass included, that's quite a few additional characters. Though the gameplay is to be desired, unfortunately. It's just like every other standard arena fighting game, unfortunately. Um, Generation Zero, which is an interesting looking game, I will say, definitely. It is $14.99. Also, we have Little Nightmares, which is a game I highly recommend if you like stop motion, like Tim Burton style art. I think you would genuinely really enjoy Little Nightmares. It's a great indie platformer. Love the art design in the game. It's great, honestly. It can be both family friendly and creepy at the same time, and that's a hard balancing act. Also, we have Team Sonic Racing for $17.99. Not bad if you like racing games. Also, we have Dragon Age Inquisition Game of the Year Edition, which is $10.79. And fun fact, this one actually includes 2 versions in the deal. Uh, you can both get digital versions on PS4 and PS3. So you can get the game on both consoles if you want. So get 2 copies of it, one on each console. That's not bad though. I would say you're better off just playing the PS4 version, but if you want, there's that opportunity to play it on PS3 as well. Also, we have Ni no Kuni, the remastered version of White Witch, for $12.49. Great deal in my opinion, because it's a superb game. And if you like Studio Ghibli, Hayao Miyazaki, you're definitely gonna love definitely the art design in the game. Also, we have The Evil Within for $4.99 and The Evil Within 2 for $14.99. Though you can get Evil Within 2 cheaper on Xbox One, but whatever. Um, Assassin's Creed Unity for $8.99. Now, in my opinion, this is one of the criminally underrated Assassin's Creed game, in my opinion, anyways. So take that what you will, because all the bug issues that were problem years ago has all been fixed throughout the years with the patches. So it's a really solid game experience. If you like European history and you like French culture and stuff, honestly, look into Assassin's Creed Unity. Also, Medieval remake for $14.99. Great, of course, a pretty solid remake in my opinion. Also, we have the Zombie Army Trilogy for $4.99. I've never played the Zombie Army game, so I have no opinion on it, but that does actually intrigue me. 3 games for $5, it's not bad. Also, you have a great collection for $9.99, and that is Dot Hack GU Last Recode. Which is actually really solid. I haven't played the remastered. I actually am tempted for only $10 because this collection includes 3 Dot Hack games. I just wish they would do a remaster of the Dot Hack Sign games, which was till 4, because boy are those games expensive to collect nowadays, because if you want all 4 games, you're looking at $250 to $300 for those games, mainly because of Dot Hack Part 4. But no, these Dot Hack games aren't, in my opinion, as good as the Dot Hack Sign games, but they are still really solid games, and the fact you get 3 full PS2 classics for $10, that's a bargain price in my opinion. Also, we have a Mirror's Edge Catalyst game that I think doesn't deserve some of the hate it gets. It's great, it has an amazing soundtrack. I think the art design is solid. Overall, I like the game. I've done 2 full playthroughs of the game, and I've really enjoyed it. But it's $3.99. That's a really good price, if you ask me. Also, we have the Sega Genesis collection, which is actually a good deal, $11.99. You get like 30 classic Sega Genesis. Not as good as the Sonic Genesis collection on PS3 and 360. I would probably recommend going with that a little more. But still, you can go with this if you want. It's not bad. I mean, at least you can play on PS4. Also, you have The Surge 2 is on sale for $12.49. Not a bad deal. Yeah, but it's not a it's a relatively newer game. It's only like a little over a year old, so the price is not bad. Oddworld New and Tasty, which of course I'm an uber Oddworld fan, as I'm sure you've noticed by now, given I've talked off and on quite a bit. Eventually, I'll probably get around to reviewing a couple of the Oddworld games. But still, this is a great deal. $5.99 for the New and Tasty, which is interesting. A bargain price game, I will say, is Thief from Square Enix. Yeah, it's probably the worst of the Thief games overall, but for the price, I think it's reasonable to pick up, definitely, because it's on sale for $1.99. You must say $2 for Thief. So this might be a good chance to get the game. I mean, you're still getting a decent game for $2. It's more than worth it. Also, we have For the King, a great indie tactical RPG game. I like, personally, the art style. I've always had a thing for the indie art style on a lot of stuff. And it's a really solid mechanic tactical RPG, in my opinion. It's really good, really solid. I highly recommend it. And it's $5.24. Really good deal. Also, you have Bonds of the Skies, which I know nothing about, for $7.49. Also, we have, here's a couple of new PSN games recently released. First, Dragon Quest 11 Definitive Edition for $39.99. This is the best route to go, I think, for Dragon Age. If you're curious about the game, this is definitely better off going with this version of the game. Also, you have a really good classic style 2D um, game that's very much modeled after the Super Nintendo era RPGs. It looks like a really good game. I think the sprite work looks superb. It's only $14.99 as well, given it is an indie game. But also, you have Steampunk Tower 2, which I've never really played any of the Steampunk games, so don't have much of a opinion on it. It's $9.99, which is very reasonable. You also have Immortals, Sphinx Rising, two versions, a $59.99 and $99.99 version. Also, Metacritic, some recent games that come out, Twin Mirror, which is sort of like a horror type game, which does actually look interesting to me. You have Xbox One version, which has a 65% and a 3.0 user score. Really bad user score, that's for sure. That's for, as I said, Xbox One version. PC version, a 68% with critics, 5.2 user score, which is a lot better than the Xbox One user score. Um, and then you have PS4, 63% critic and 3.7 user. Dragon Quest 8 Orb Elite, 11 Definitive Edition. Still early in the morning recording this. Its PS4 version has a 92% critic score and a 9.0 user score. So definitely very good rating. Xbox One, 89% critic, 7.9 user. Switch, 91% critic, 8.6% user. PC, no critic score, a 6.7 user, so not great on the PC. Sam and Max Save the World. PC has a 84% critic score, which is solid. However, the user score is very bad at a 2.6. So definitely a difference of opinion between critics and users on that. Switch version has a 73% critic, no user score available. Haven, which is an interesting looking game, sort of like a love story type game, I guess you could say. Also an indie game. The art style I definitely dig, but I'm not so sure about the story. But PC is a 78% critic, 7.4 audience. Xbox One, a 4.8 audience, no critic. Series X is a 76% critic, 6.9 user. PS5, 67% critic, and 7.3 user score. Immortals Sphinx Rising. Boy, is there multiple versions of this. I had to write down. PC, 78% critic, 8.0 user. Not bad. Xbox One, 8.2 user, no critic. Series X, 83% critic, 7.3 user. Switch, 75% critic, 8.4 user. Stadia, a 5.9 user, no critic score. PS4, 7.5 user score, no critic. And then we have a PS5, for which has a 76% critic and 8.2 user. Fire Emblem Shadow Dragon, which is a classic game, remastered, no user score, a 62% critic, so not great. Also, Empire Sin, PS4, a 48% critic, a user score of 3.5. That's pretty bad, to say the least. Xbox One, nothing. No rating on either. PC, 65%, 3.9 user. Switch, none available. Then Chronos Before the Ashes, which I know nothing about. PS4 65% critic, 3.8 user. Xbox One 69% critic. Switch none available. PC 65% critic, 3.8 user. Then we have a couple of pieces of news. First up, it's being teased. Possibly we could hear an announcement of Dragon Age 4 at the Game Awards. We'll see, but Game Awards have become big for definitely major game announcements and things. Also, Oscar Isaac is in final talks to be playing Solid Snake in apparently a live action adaptation of Metal Gear Solid. So, not sure how I feel about that. Oscar Isaac is a great actor, don't get me wrong. He was amazing in Ex Machina. But, how should I put this? I still don't I wish they would stop trying to do live action adaptations off of video games. Especially games that are practically like theatrical, like movie level quality already. Also, Dead Island 2 still in development, says the devs. Also, Cyberpunk 2077 announced that there's going to be a day one major patch update of 43 gigabytes. That's quite a hefty size. Splatoon 2 tournament live stream has been canceled. Over some different stuff. I don't know the details. I didn't look into the details of the story. If you're interested in this next story, you can look it up on GameSpot.com. Activision is filed a lawsuit against Netflix over certain stuff. But yeah, if you're interested, check out GameSpot, which is a great site for video game news. That's where I get a lot of this from, as well as Game Informer. There's a bunch of DLC, like patch updates and things, coming to both Pokemon Go as well as Animal Crossing New Horizon. Also, it's been announced that, of course, Regal Cinemas and some business stuff, movie side things, right now all American locations of Regal Cinema are currently closed. Also, HBO Max announced, or rather Time Warner announced the other day, that, of course, Wonder Woman 84 is coming out Christmas Day, along with theatrical release straight to also HBO Max, and they announced all 17 of their major movies next year are all scheduled to release on HBO Max. Now, I'm not surprised by this, given we're already starting to see this slowly happening from Disney with Disney Plus. Why? Because, of course, Time Warner is owned by, obviously, AT&T now and all that, as well as owns HBO Max, which means you distribute the stuff on your own streaming service, you have zero licensing fees. Same as Disney. With Disney Plus, zero licensing fees, because that's what puts companies like Netflix down. They usually pay out on average $7 billion a year in licensing fees. So yeah, with no licensing fee stuff, that is direct immediate profit for Time Warner and for Disney. So I'm not surprised more and more they're pushing to go. But unfortunately, this means we're going to see a downfall and destruction of the cinema, the movie experience, which I personally was raised going to movies in the 90s, going to movie theaters. Like, I saw Lion King 4 times as a kid in theater. Loved it. Loved the experience. Nothing will beat the feeling of going to a movie theater, getting, whether it be popcorn, nachos, whatever, relax. And if you live near like a nicer movie theater, get a deluxe experience from like IMAX or like AMC Prime, or of course the higher end of Cinemark, like a Cinecafe and stuff, which I've been to a Cinecafe. Awesome experience. But if you want me in the future to go more in depth on this particular topic of the cinema with streaming service and everything that's going on, I can. because I definitely have a lot to say on my opinion on the whole issue. But with that said, that's it for normal gaming news. This quickly mention I will announce later this week my review for Crash 2 will be coming up. Also, I'm working the next week on another Power Ranger comic book review video, so stay tuned for that. And these are three video game recommendations I'm giving, one for different age groups. First, for the more mature side, if you love high difficulty games, you don't mind supporting indie developers, and you love medieval era, you like Dark Souls and everything, then this is a game I highly recommend given it is a budget title. Mortal Shells. You can get this physical in Walmart, GameStop, wherever. The game is only $29.99, and you get a pretty solid experience. Yeah, once you get used to the difficulty and the mechanics and stuff, the game only takes maybe 5 or 6 hours to beat. But there is New Game Plus features and other stuff, and the combat system is actually not bad. Given this was an indie game, I think graphically the game looks superb, and if you like a good challenge in your games, Mortal Shell, in my opinion, is definitely the route to go. It's one of my top favorite games of the year. Next, if you're a big Nintendo fan, you like hack and slash and everything, then this is my recommendation of 13 Plus, the new Hyrule Warriors game. It is gorgeous, it is a lot of fun, and I can't recommend this highly enough. I think it's actually better than the original Hyrule Warriors. But that's my opinion, though it's very different, to be fair, since it goes consecutively with Breath of the Wild, story wise. Last is a game I think is great for people that maybe want action platformer type of game, a family friendly for maybe your kids or something. Then this is a game I highly recommend. Though I would probably recommend the Xbox One or PS4 version of the game rather than Switch. Switch definitely has some frame rate issues at times, though it's not as bad now as it was because they did do some patches and to fix some of the frame rate issues. Though I will say the elemental combat system in the game is superb. I think, personally, it is one of my favorite games of the year. I'm quite surprised how much I ended up enjoying this game. And I think it's genuinely a great solid game, and I think it's definitely a good one for kids. A very good family friendly game. Though I feel there are people like myself, older, that I think might appreciate this if you really enjoy like hack and slash combat and enjoy like environmental type puzzles for platforming, you might enjoy this as well. Because I personally really enjoy it. The story isn't complex or anything, but the game mechanics and the play style I think is quite enjoyable. But coming from someone who loves his platformers, I'm not surprised. But anyways, I recommend it. It's a very good family friendly game, a perfect stocking stuffer for Christmas or Hanukkah or Ramadan, whatever holiday you celebrate. With that said, hope everyone stays safe. Hope you enjoyed the Moonlight Sonata music in the background from von Beethoven. And I'll see y'all next time. Stay safe. See you next time. Same YouTube channel.